So here is a little barn, alone on the north side of the woodland and the valley. And this barn, at times, we have lynx that come and rest up in the barn, and we see the feces. I meet with the owner of the barn because my land surrounds the barn, but I meet with the owner to talk about what we can do. So she's coming to the area in July because they're the family who used to own my farm, and I'd like to be able to have the goats there for periods. I think it would work very well, but I don't want to deter the lynx from the use of the barn, and I don't want the lynx to attack my goats because they're quite capable of killing one of the smaller goats. Anyway, these woods are very special to me because it's something you don't really get in the I lived in Devon and Cornwall for the last 40 years, and well, before coming here, and the woods really aren't something that you find very often in the UK. So it's predominantly chestnut with some cherry and some oak, patches of oak, and the old chestnut, because they suffer from what they call ring shake, where the frost gets between the growth rings and then rot gets in. So the older trees literally end up with a layer of sapwood and bark and a bit of heartwood on the inside. And they still, still have branches, but gradually the branches break off, and but they say here it's a 400 or 500 year cycle before they disappear completely. And we have some real old majors. You may be able to see that one down there, and there's one that's blown over, which you may be able to catch the root of that one just down there, a big tree. But they can stand, when they've fallen over, the trunk can stand maybe, my height, and I'm over 6 foot. So the diameter can be up to 6 foot on these trees. Pretty amazing. But I've seen lynx on a number of occasions, and then we see kill as well, which is very interesting. Because I've experienced big cats in the west of England. People, you've either had experience and believe, or you're just a believer. But basically, I've seen 2 lynx here, and I've also seen a black cat. To me, probably a leopard. And we've had kills that I think are too big for lynx. And you can recognise a cat kill because in extreme they eat everything apart from the stomach and the bits they can't. So the head, the top of the head, but they lick the bones clean. It's not like a wolf, which we also have here, which I've seen 2 wolves. But I saw 1 lynx just back on the bend, back there, and I saw 1 lynx on the top of the hill here. Probably the same lynx within 2 days of each other, and it was very interesting. The wolves, they're in transit when they come here, but the local hunters, the chasse, do profess that it won't be long before you get the I'm slipping my mind the name for a group of wolves, you know, a family of wolves, but it won't be long. They're up in the Cantal Mountains, which they reach here by the valley, you know, to get here very easy. And I think as they get driven out of that land, potentially, or their groups become too big, then a family may start in this valley. I hope not, really, because I don't feel threatened for the dogs and the lynx so much, because my dogs are fast. Here's my Basenji. It's an African dog, but well adapted to here now. Yeah, he's a beauty. He's a French dog. And yeah, I bought him before I lived here full time, so he was sort of anglicised as well as a francophile. So yeah, great dog. And Marjot's dog is a whippet, and she's a beauty too. And she comes from a local family of whippets. And these two dogs really get on well. And they do hunt. If they're left to their own devices, they'll hunt big time. So we have to keep one on a lead at this time of year, particularly because there are young fawns from the roe deer. Yeah, so, but this area, sorry, I'm showing the track, but this area is really something else, this valley. You know, I'm one of two habitations in this valley system, and literally we have miles of tracks and yeah, a lot of untouched chestnut woodland on this side of the valley, oak on the southern side of the valley more, oak and birch on the southern side, and like I said, chestnuts and things. Yeah, but in this valley we've got you know, you've got lynx, you've got transient wolves, so single wolves, loners, who come and go very quickly, hopefully. And then, did I say lynx? Well, lynx, wolves, then martra or pine martens, and they can be big, and they actually can be vicious. I mean, they grow up to 70 centimeters long as an adult. That's big. They sometimes come in my grenier or loft, but yeah, they're very sweet looking. But again, the dogs, I fear the dogs getting too close. I've seen my dog chase a martra, twist and turn round trees, and then luckily the martra went up the tree and it was gone. And then we have red squirrel as well, and sanglier, of course, wild boar. A lot of wild boar. They hunt in the valley here. They kill maybe 60 a year, and they are plentiful still. They're everywhere. They do a lot of damage, actually. The locals tend to dislike the sanglier, and they grow big. Yeah, I think the French record is 185 kilos, and in a neighbouring commune, apparently they kill one of 175 kilos. This is a big boar. It's not one you want to confront, not the females or the males really, when they get big. The females, if they've got young, yeah. But you know, but you leave them alone and they leave you alone. And yeah, and then, you know, going down the animal chain, yeah, we have a lot of grass snakes. We have adze. The grass snakes are beautiful. They can be spectacular in colour, and the adze, well, they can be lethal. They killed my neighbour's donkey. and we have vipers as well as adze. So adze is the most powerful of the sort of, I think they're called part of the viper family, and they're small. So I see them quite a lot. They come to my house, they're under stones, they come in the house sometimes. But anyway, snakes again, you know, if you walk around, they feel the vibrations and they go. But you know, we tell any guests at Marjo's at la Forêt du Dragon, any guests there, we tell them not to go in the long grass during the summer when the sun comes out and it's hot. Even now, end of April, even now it's hot. Yeah, we're in the south of France, so it's not surprising. Anyway, there's also like, I think 400 hectares of Douglas fir, which, yeah, the woods are very resilient here. So they cut, it was the same as my woods, chestnut. But basically the chestnut is still there, the seed is there, everything's there, and the management company, which is a government, so it's a syndicate of local owners who all put their money in, and then they get some profit from the harvesting of the timber. And it's like I said, a government owned, and it's managed by a private management company who are quite local, and it's very nice because it's a practice as a manager myself in the UK I really liked, which is continuous cover. And they now are felling. It's a bit messy when they're felling, unfortunately, but you can't hate you, that's forestry. And it's good to have all that wood on the ground that goes back into the soil. So, you know, Douglas isn't the best, but I think if they do the management right and they do what they say, which is long term, they're not going to replant. It goes back to continuous cover, so they still will grow up young saplings for the softwood trade, because it's commercial, you know, it's commercial woodland. Yeah, 400 hectares, 1,000 acres. So, you know, that's what it is, commercial. But what's nice is there are a lot of pockets that were more inaccessible that they haven't planted. Anyway, now I give up my little video, and I hope you watch this video and maybe visit us at Marjo's, one of Marjo's property, or camping. And here we have a guest from Holland as well. Okay, bye for now.